Hey everybody, how's it going? Should we care about this thing? I tell you what, I'm going to try to demonstrate the amount of caring that we should have for this by I'm going to use my new couch here and we're going to recline. My initial idea was to use the my SM57 and lay back, but my cord didn't work. So I'm trying to make this one work. We'll put this on just in case Dad comes. And we'll say hello to Father. But, I really want to do this reclining. I don't know if I can get the couch close enough, though. Let's see. Oh, should I care about a terrorist attack that is so obviously a deep state creation? Should I care? They want you to care, right? So should I? Probably not if they want me to, I would imagine. Let's see how this works. Yeah, it's not quite the same. Maybe I could crank up the gain a little bit. I probably could. It's going to get too noisy, though. I might be able to move this up a little bit. Let me try it. Hang on. See, this is more caring than you should probably do for the Tesla truck blown up in front of Trump Tower. This is more, I'm putting more effort into being able to lay back and use the microphone than you should use worrying about this. That makes sense to me. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to see if I move up a little bit more. Okay. Let's throw my back out on stream here. Whoa. Nah. Maybe. Oh. Did I break it already? Almost. Oh, that's close. That is close, everybody. I can still kind of just set up. This is nice. This will work. And I don't know. What do I think of the camera? It's fine. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's try to go into a reverie about this thing. This one to me is so obviously well, let's find the James Corbett, Oklahoma City, and just play that as a primer, and then we'll talk more about it. Let's do that. So this was it. You can't really see it. I gotta zoom in on it. Hang on. So this post was an amazing clip from James Corbett showing all the suspicious stuff that happened in the Oklahoma City bombing. And now it's gone. They have made the post unavailable. I said it happened under the watchful hand of the Clinton family. This was the post. This page doesn't exist. Try searching for something else. Okay. Jimmy Dore had posted this as well as Kurt. If I go back, this is Jimmy right here. Oh, awesome. Jimmy found another one. This is good to keep in mind while experiencing seemingly unrelated truck terrorist attacks in New Orleans and Las Vegas. This might blow your mind. The post got deleted. Here's the video. Okay.
On the morning of it.
So I need to share a tab so you can hear. I'm going to go down here. Stop sharing. You can look at that for a second. Share a tab. Share this tab. Okay, let's make it big. All right, here we go.
On the morning of April 19, 1995, a decorated Gulf War combat vet blew up the federal building in Oklahoma City using a truck bomb that he didn't build and a Ryder truck that he didn't rent with the help of a passenger who didn't exist. Having just gotten away with the largest act of terrorism on U.S. soil to date, the Fort Bragg-trained Special Forces Sheep Drip Dropout blended in with the crowd by making his getaway in a car without a license plate and was immediately pulled over. The ATF was the supposed target of the attack, but luckily all of their agents were out of the office that morning. Later that day, the president boldly declared,
"We will find the people who did this.
And
When we do, justice will be swift, certain, and severe."
Except for
John Doe number 2.
John Doe number 2.
John Doe number 2.
who, according to the FBI, never existed. In McVeigh's unprecedented 3.5-week trial, the prosecution didn't show the CCTV footage of him and John Doe number 2 parking the Ryder truck. Didn't explain why 24 separate witnesses mass hallucinated the existence of John Doe number 2. Didn't explain why the government was testing truck bombs and the army was storing Ryder trucks at Camp Gruber right before the bombing, and didn't talk to the FBI informants who blew the whistle on the plot. But they did collaborate with the CIA, and they did convict McVeigh as the lone wolf bomber and Terry Nichols as his bomb-constructing accomplice. Still, a bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists, including 300 bombing victims, insist on talking about facts and evidence and refuse to simply believe what they've been told a million times by people in tailored suits with well-coiffed hair. They quote the U.S. Army Brigadier General and the FBI crime lab whistleblower and the inventor of the neutron bomb who point out the physical impossibility that the Ryder truck bomb did the damage to the building, but that doesn't matter because if there were other bombs in the building that day, we would have heard about them.
The second explosive was found and defused.
I think he said another bomb.
The Justice Department is reporting that a second explosive device has been found.
They then found a third device, which was also larger than the first.
And I see another bomb truck going, so apparently they're going to try to get out that third bomb.
The FBI claims to have lost the footage showing McVeigh and John Doe number 2 parking the truck in front of the Murrah building that morning, but that's understandable because the Bureau has a lot of important evidence to store. Terry Nichols insists the FBI was involved in the plot, but thankfully a judge has saved us the trouble of listening to him by preventing lawyers from deposing him. There was a bomb squad truck parked across the street 2 hours before the blast, but that just shows the authorities were prepared for anything. And
other documents obtained by 2020 show that someone called the Executive Secretariat's office at the Justice Department in Washington and said the Monero building had been bombed. But this was 24 minutes before the blast.
But that just shows the public was unusually vigilant that morning. Also,
apparently, before the bombing, Governor Frank Keating's brother, Mark, had been working on a novel about a terrorist bombing in Oklahoma City. Stranger still, one of the characters in the novel was named Thomas McVeigh.
But that's probably just a coincidence. McVeigh wrote a letter to his sister where he admitted to being a secret special forces operative, and he complained to friends of the pain in his ass from an army-implanted microchip, but that's crazy because if he didn't actually leave the army in 1991, there would be proof of that. This man never existed, and if you say otherwise, you're a crazy government-hating nutjob who deserves to be locked in a cage for the rest of your life. Likewise, him, her, them, her, and him. And him, and him. McVeigh was not executed on May 16, 2001 as scheduled because
the FBI had failed to turn over thousands of pages of evidence to McVeigh's defense attorneys.
But the execution went ahead on June 11th. In a highly unusual and secret agreement, no autopsy was performed. One witness said he was still breathing, and the prison officials admitted his hearse was a decoy. Then, the case was officially closed. This is the story of OKC as told to you by the same truth-tellers behind
perhaps a profoundly lonely man who craved attention but found consolation in doing good.
And
the helicopter we were traveling in was forced down after being hit by an RPG.
And
we're with the rebels. And he said, oh, you're with the rebels? And they started beating him. Oh, you're with the rebels? Don't you support Bashar?
And if you question any part of this story, you are a paranoid wingnut birther truther tenther prepper conspiracy loon who should feel guilty for having been born. If you love baseball, fluffy kittens, hot dogs, Barbie, Star Wars, and freedom, you will never ever bring up any of these points ever again. Ever. This message has been brought to you by the friends of the FBI, ATF, DOJ, CIA, SPLC, MSM, and the U.S. Army. And remember, ignorance is strength.
Yes, it is, said Orwell. Freedom. Look at that. I gotta get myself out of the way of that freedom. 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 I like it. I like it on the biscuits with some mustard. Maybe a little bit of that potted meat. Mama, give me that.
Again. Ever. And part of the story, you who should feel guilty for having been born. If you love baseball, fluffy kittens, hot dogs, Barbie, Star Wars, and freedom.
Give me that freedom. Mama, mustard and biscuits. I do like this background. In politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happened, you can bet it was planned that way. Says old FDR. Now this one, like I tried to get across in the thumbnail, it's just too obvious, you know. It's nearing stupidity levels. Let's see if you can see me there. Now here's what really matters. Not so much what happened in Las Vegas, but whether or not my lean back, it's feeling promising. It might work, y'all. I've about put it up as far to the microphone as I can get it. Now. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Ha 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 ha. Oh, ha 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 ha. I have figured out a way to do this show as lazy as possible. Let's see. Now let's start now. That'll be fun. This thing will tell me when I've spent too much time on this topic, which is already how much time I've spent on it. That's about how much you should spend on it. Anyway. Well, maybe Dad will come by. Maybe he won't. But what do I think? Let's talk about it while I eat this apple. I don't think it is what it appears to be. I honestly think, man, I gotta get that. I need a new XLR cord. That's what I really think. But I think the only way this wouldn't come off like stupidity. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. And it's still set up. Got my headrest. I'm gonna have to do a lot more work right here. This is a place to do the work. Thanks, Grandpa, for the old couch. Andy said, FBI and CIA need to GTFO. Amen, Ann. Mr. Wonderful's here. He's saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Wonderful. Happy New Year to you. I'm just here at home, enjoying Christmas break. Now, to me, this one, they haven't solved the last Las Vegas BS. You know what I mean? How you gonna start a new one? Where's Stephen Paddock? What was that about? Was that because he got so mad at video poker? Is that what it was? He got so mad playing video poker that he just unloaded on a country music show. I mean, I've lost a lot of money before in gambling akin activity called crypto leverage trading, and my brain did not go to, let's get a room at a Vegas hotel. That is not what happened. I heard from Walter Kern this morning that anyone that looked into that story for like 30 minutes, he said, if you called around like just like a local reporter making phone calls, asking questions, there were things brought up that would make anyone go, that doesn't sound right. But he said none of those really, they were all edited out of national news stories. And then they just kind of swept it under the rug and started yelling about Russia and Donald Trump, if I remember correctly, 2017. So you can't start a new Vegas thing, Deep State, until you explain the last one. I'm not getting on board with the new one until you explain the last one, when even more people died. And Walter said, from what I understood this morning, that if Paddock was up here in the window shooting down at the festival, why were people being shot in the side from a bullet going burp, burp, that way, and not from burp, burp, that way? Why do they do that? I mean, here's kind of where I'm at. I've been trying to trust my intuition more lately, because I think the truth is these people are, whoever they are, Deep State's the catch-all, whoever they are more evil than you can even think. Let's see, we got a comment up there. Hang on. Oh, I'm gonna have to. I can't recline like this. I can't recline. I'm gonna have to set up and read the comment. I'm dedicated to this channel, guys. Don't think I don't care about it. Don't say I never put in any work. Because look at this. Look at the. I'm about to. I can do it. I can put it over here. Bless up, Tyler in chat. Thank you. Thank you to you, Restless Native. That was good. I'm very distracted by the chat. I gotta say it. And that's good. Because what you guys are saying is probably more interesting than what I'm saying. But my idea, I really wanted to lay back to do this. But it's just not really working out today. And that's okay. My idea was just kind of step back, get comfortable, and just kind of go into a fugue state, you know, the state that these killers were in when they blew themselves up or ran themselves into a crowd full of people. Just sort of an MK Ultra, you know, fugue state, and just kind of talk from the depths of that unconscious place. These lights are too bright. I don't think you need to see me this well. Hang on. What's going on now? Oh, iPhone has 20% battery. That's okay. That's okay. Let it die. When it dies, we'll get up. But not a moment before then, guys. I'm putting my feet back up. Here, look. Look at this. This is what's important. This is what you should be doing more of in your life. Ow! Now I can't put this. Okay. That's what you should focus on. Getting comfortable. Because they're trying to cause us to get nervous, you know, or worry about things. And the fact that these two things happened on New Year's Day at the same time, more or less, on the same day, from what I understand, they were both soldiers trained at Fort Bragg, which is the home of psychological warfare operations. Jimmy played some video earlier about fourth generation psychological warfare. Maybe I'll play that in a little bit. They want to do this. I mean, like I said in the thumbnail, it's just too on the nose. The Tesla truck in front of Trump Tower in Vegas again, while another guy from Fort Bragg is flying an ISIS flag and running his car to a crowd full of people. Like, I know it's kind of ironic with the thumbnail I made with the shoulder shrug and the yawn, but I'm having trouble like working up my feelings into like, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, because I feel like I already know what it is. You know what I mean? I say that a lot. You know what I mean? There's been very few times in my life where someone's like, no, I don't know what you mean. They usually go, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Timothy McVeigh type characters, sheep dip, psychological operations. They slip a little MK Ultra in the back door. And I don't know. They programmed them to, when you see fireworks or hear January 1st, 2025, go into action. Do your programming. That, to me, is less crazy than thinking they both did this completely organically on their own on the same day. That doesn't seem very likely to me. You know what I mean? Not at all. Not at all likely. And I am going to put the chat over here so I can read what you guys are saying. 'Cause until or if Dad shows up, I'm just going to hang out with you guys. I don't have a whole lot to say about this one. I mean, I already said it more or less. Sometimes I envy Garland's able to just ramble. I think I'd be better at it. I'd be better at it if I did it every day. You kind of got to get the rust out, you know. That's what I'm doing right here, getting the rust out. Getting the rust out in the toy room. Getting the rust out. This is about went from the toy room to kind of the movie room since we got the grandpa's old couch in here. Let's see what we got. We got some great comments here. FBI, CIA, PSYOPs to justify taking freedoms while they conduct unlawful surveillance. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I'm already on the list, whatever the list is. I don't think I got a very big file, but, you know, there's like, I'm in the database for sure. There's a little, you can look up my name and it'll be like, CPI, ACP adjacent, blah, 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 blah. Friends with Caleb Maupin has made videos on Haas and Hinkle, blah, 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 blah. That's what it'll say. I'll be in the little web. Big fan of Glenn Greenwald and Matt Taibbi. Often participates in the Rocket News chat. The food at Fort Bragg is helping him get it back. See Homeland Security's YouTube video about AI officials literally make shit up about China, Russia with AI surveillance of their people. So U.S. needs it. Complete 1984 BS. I haven't seen that. That's crazy. I gotta look that up. The second Trump assassin was Fort Bragg for 20 plus days. No way! See, Matt kept talking about when that guy fled the golf course or whatever, that he ran over a little kid. And I wrote in the chat to Matt, I was like, you got to go interview their parents. But then I thought, well, you feel guilty when you say that because it's like, well, dumbass, you went to journalism school. You go interview his parents. Any of us. There's a reason you don't do that because it's like, do you want to do that? What are the odds on that? Yeah, what are the odds on that? Not that great. Not that great. Oh, man. Let's see. How can I find that video, Mr. Wonderful? Can you find it and put it in the chat, and I'll play it if you find it. I want to play this one, the PSYOPs video. PSYOPs, Fort Bragg. I saw it earlier. 4th generation Psy group. Ghost in the Machine. That's the one he should. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Let's play this. This is evidently from the Fort Bragg crew, where all these people have went. I'll find the title of the video because unless you make me a moderator, I can't put a link. Okay. Yeah, give me the title and I'll find it. You might as well be a moderator as much as you're here, man. When I figure out how to do that. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Oh, I gotta. Hang on. Hang on, everybody. Once you get used to StreamYard, you can see that people, it's like the StreamYard shuffle. They're like, oh, hang on. It's like 4 buttons you got to press to share something. There we go. Now I can see it a little bit. All right, let's go back to the beginning and watch this creepy piece of work. Why is the quality so awful? Give us the 4K version. There we go. Make me little. All right, here we go. Opponent is caloric temper, upward temper, seek to agitate and continue to weak, but he may grow arrogant and submissive.
As the world watches and listens in horror, the peaceful pro-democracy demonstration in China comes to a violent and bloody end.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
That's weird. So they're saying they're behind the fall of the Berlin Wall and they're behind the Tiananmen Square. I mean, that's what all of us on the real left, the commies on the real left, have fought for years. And now the military is making a video saying that's what they did. And they're kind of proud of it. They kind of want you to know.
Wolves hiding nearby, whispering do or die around me. You say your last good night while I get
There is another very important phase of warfare. It has as its target not the body, but the mind of the enemy.
The target of psychological warfare is against the enemy's mind.
It is words and ideas.
The ammunition used by Psywar.
Its mission is to influence the thoughts of the enemy soldier, and at the same time
is expected and encouraged to study foreign languages and the social sciences such as history, economics, and sociology. He must have a broad and...
It sounds like a Marxist, doesn't it? Sounds like a communist. The only difference is communists fight for the people. And these people are sociopaths. As Jimmy said on his show, they screen for sociopathy. They encourage it. To be a good psi warrior for capital, for monopoly capitalism, you better be an economic hitman. You can't be staying up at night wondering what would Jesus do. That's what I do.
Empathetic understanding of all phases of human experience.
gripping at my skin, the walls of night closing.
But the use of this force as an integral part of combat has now taken on new form.
As I wait to say my last.
You're in Las Vegas on January 1st.
These are the Psi Wars.
Verbum Vincent. What is that? Verbum Vincent.
Soldiers.
GoArmiesOf.com. Go straight into the honeypot of GoArmiesOf.com. What could that be? GoArmiesOf.com. I have that already. Hang on. man. Advancing innovation. Okay, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Hang on. Can you guys still hear me? Good. It's 3 hours long. Oh man, you watched a big one. I'd have to go back and look at the timestamp in which officials are lying through their teeth about Russia, China using AI surveillance so their people, so the U.S. needs to do it. Okay, good deal. Yeah, man, I know. I was thinking about that kind of stuff today. Because I started reading Lasordo's book on Western Marxism, and he craps on Zizek, and I remember seeing in some video of Zizek where he brags about how he and his son will go to Dubai and just stay in like the wealthiest, most, gaudy, over the top hotels. And I can't really see Che Guevara doing that, but anyway, hang on. I'm gonna find this. What was that link again? This couch idea was stupid. Verbum Vincent. Let's see what that is. Verbum Vincent. VERBUMVINCENT. Verbum Vincent. I get it, Mr. Wonderful. Go get you some coffee, man. Okay. Oh, this is pretty interesting. Okay. Here we go. Let's look at this. Verbum Vincent is a Latin phrase meaning the word will conquer, and it is the motto of the 4th Psychological Operations Group, Airborne, in the United States Army. This group focuses on psychological operations and military information support. I felt like I had been programmed just by hearing that music. Okay. This seems worth bookmarking. Oh. Yeah. They renamed PSYOP, Psychological Operations, to Military Information Support Operations. Oh, well, how sweet. George Casey. What was that one I just looked at? Oh, yeah. Propaganda. Old Bernays. Well, let's be brave and go to this honeypot website. GoArmiesOf.com. GoArmiesOf.com. This page no longer redirects to special operations recruiting. GoArmiesOf.army.mil. Okay. .army.mil. Just my house explodes. Go armies of dot army dot mil. I went there and nothing happened. What is this? Go daddy? Go armies of dot army dot mil. You can't see that. Oh, there it is. So this is it. I tried to go to it. And it wants me. Oh, can't be reached. DNS probe. Well, they got me a little bit psychologically. I fired up the VPN just to be safe from the military. I'm sure they were running the VPN as well, but you know, the false illusion of security. This website can't be reached. I'm gonna hit reload one last time. Let's see. Nothing. DNS probe. All right, well, I tried for you guys. It does not work. But that's good. Like I said, we've already spent too much time on that. This is pretty interesting, though. If I do... This is dragging me in still. The operations division here. Only 1,000 people. The word will conquer. 1,000 people is the size. But yeah, that's why I'm not gonna really dig in and look at this too much. Mr. Wonderful, you went to a lot of work. Advancing innovation AI, harnessing artificial intelligence to defend and secure the homeland. Let's take a look at a little bit of that. Advancing innovation AI, harnessing artificial intelligence. Advancing innovation AI, harnessing artificial intelligence to defend. That should work. Share this. Let's just dip in for a little
I'd like to thank you for holding this important hearing on the intersection of artificial intelligence.
Commercial infrastructure projects across the country. In every one of these cases, the missing link is the data. And that brings us to the conversation we're having in today's hearing. AI models are only as good as the inputs they are trained on. Trustworthy AI requires trustworthy data inputs that are auditable, interrogatable, data inputs that provide the complete and undiluted answer to questions we are asking. When it comes to our critical infrastructure that powers the American way of life and protects our homeland, those data inputs for the most part do not exist. And without better data, even the most sophisticated AI models will be at best ineffective and at worst harmful. Yet the way America collects data on infrastructure today hasn't fundamentally changed.
Of state and local partners. This means that we have deep and broad visibility into the cyber threat landscape. We are committed to being trusted national security partners with the federal government. As my written testimony outlines, AI is central to realizing this commitment. We encourage everyone to embrace AI's transformative impact for cyber defense. A reality of today's threat landscape is that adversaries are growing increasingly sophisticated, and AI will further amplify the scale and speed of their attacks. However, this fact only heightens the importance of maximizing the substantial benefits that AI offers for cyber defense. The AI impact for cyber defense is already very significant.
Let's double speed
by leveraging precision AI, each day, Palo Alto Networks detects 2.3 million unique attacks that were not present the day before. This process of continuous discovery and analysis allows threat detection to stay ahead of the adversary. blocking 11.3 billion total attacks each day and remediating cloud threats 20 times faster. The bottom line is that AI makes security data actionable for cyber defenders, giving them real-time visibility across their digital enterprises and the ability to prevent, detect, and respond to cyber attacks quickly. Accordingly, Palo Alto Networks firmly believes that to stop the bad guys from winning, we must aggressively leverage AI for cyber defense. My written testimony highlights a compelling use case of AI-powered cybersecurity that is showing notable results, up-leveling and modernizing the Security Operations Center, also known as the SOC. For too long, the cybersecurity community's most precious resources, our people, have been inundated with alerts to triage manually. This creates an inefficient game of whack-a-mole, while critical alerts are missed and vulnerabilities remain exposed. We have seen transformative results from customer use of AI-powered SOCs. This includes the following: a reduction of mean time to respond from 2 to 3 days down to under 2 hours, a 5 times increase in incident closeout rates, and a 4 times increase in the amount of security data ingested and analyzed each day. Outcomes like these are necessary to stop threat actors before they can encrypt systems or steal sensitive information, and none of this would be possible without AI. This new AI-infused world we live in also necessitates what we like to call secure AI by design. Organizations will need to, 1, secure every step of the AI application development lifecycle and supply chain, 2, protect AI data from unauthorized access and leakage at all times, and 3, oversee employee AI usage to ensure compliance with internal policies. These principles are aligned with and based on the security concepts already included in the NIST AI risk management framework and should be promoted for ecosystem-wide benefit. Now, the issues we're discussing today are important to me also on a personal level. I'm honored to have spent decades both as a cybersecurity practitioner.
My name is Adrian Lani, and I've been building innovative solutions to help organizations assure people's identities for the last 20 years. I serve as president, head of Americas at iProof. I started my federal service as a White House fellow and senior policy advisor to Secretary Tom Ridge, the first Secretary of Homeland Security, in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. At a time in which the federal government was rethinking how to manage its national security missions, and a large part of that included finding new ways to benefit from the innovation happening in the private sector. For the past 20 years, I have forged partnerships with the federal government and the commercial sector that facilitate the utilization of commercial technology to augment national security initiatives. Today, this committee is considering how to harness the power of AI as part of a multi-layered defense against our adversaries. To best answer that question, we need to start with understanding how AI enables threat actors. What capabilities can DHS and its component agencies develop to combat these threats? What actions can the department take to better work with industry as it promotes standards for AI adoption? AI exponentially increases the capabilities and the speed to deploy new fraud and cyber attacks on the homeland. They enable new threat technology developers to dramatically shorten their innovation cycles. Ultimately, AI technologies are unique in the way that they upskill threat actors. The actors themselves no longer have to be sophisticated. AI is democratizing the threat landscape by providing any aspiring cybercriminal easy-to-use advanced tools capable of achieving sophisticated outcomes. The crime-as-a-service dark web is very affordable. The only way to combat AI-based attacks is to harness the power of AI in our cybersecurity strategies. At iProof, we develop AI-powered biometric solutions to answer a fundamental question: how can we be sure of someone's identity? iProof is trusted by governments and financial institutions globally to combat cybercrime by verifying that an individual is not only the right person, but also a real person. Our technology is monitored and enhanced by an internal team of scientists specialized in computer vision.
Chairman Green, Ranking Member Thompson, and members of the House Homeland Security Committee, thank you for inviting me to testify on the important topic of artificial intelligence and how we can ensure that its use aids America's national security as well as our values as a democracy. I'm Jake Lofbrook, Deputy Director of the Security and Surveillance Project at the Center for Democracy and Technology. CDT is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that defends civil rights and civil liberties in the digital age. We've worked for nearly 3 decades to ensure that rapid technological advances, such as AI, promote our core values as a democratic society. AI technology can only provide security if they are used in a responsible manner, and as Chairman Green said, treated with appropriate nuance. This is not only critical for keeping America safe, it is also necessary for protecting our constitutional values. Today, I'd like to offer a set of principles for the responsible use of AI, as well as policy recommendations to promote such use in the national security space. We must be wary that for AI technologies, garbage in will lead to garbage out. Too often AI is treated as a sorcerer's stone that can turn lead into gold. But in reality, AI only performs as well as the data that is given. Reckless deployment of AI technologies, such as using input data that is low quality or well beyond the bounds of what any given system was designed to analyze, will yield bad results. In the national security space, this could have dire consequences: wasted resources, leading investigations astray, or triggering false alarms that leave genuine threats unattended to. Ensuring that AI is used responsibly is also critical to protecting our values as a democracy. AI is often framed as an arms race, especially in terms of national security, but we must take care of what we're racing towards. Authoritarian regimes in China, Russia, and Iran have shown how AI technologies such as facial recognition and throttle dissent oppress marginalized groups and supercharge surveillance. The United States must not use AI so callously. Truly winning the AI arms race does not simply mean the fastest build-up on the broadest scale. It requires uses that uphold civil rights and civil liberties. As Ranking Member Thompson highlighted, responsible use requires exercising care from creation, the input of data into AI systems, to the use of the results from those systems. To facilitate responsible use, government applications of AI should be centered on the following principles. AI should be built upon proper training data. It should be...
Okay. All right. Mr. Wonderful, I am positive that comment is in here. We're just starting out. Right now, I'm getting the PR opening salvo. But for you guys watching, I mean, it's pretty clear your tax dollars are being used to fund AI, to scour whatever you do on the internet, and place you in a little box. And that way, if never cause any trouble, or if they have big plans, you know, like I played the Corbett video. I was wondering when I played the Corbett video, is this video going to get mass deleted and I'm going to get a strike? Why? Because the narrative being pushed right now, just like it was on Trumpy Bear going out, with Trumpy Bear coming in. The narrative we're pushing right now, we've got big plans. This is the opening. They moved the pawn. They moved one pawn in Vegas, and one pawn in New Orleans. And they've got a whole opening strategy for the 2024 Trump administration planned. And we can't be having broke-ass school teachers with critical thinking skills who work at Walmart playing any role and screwing that up for us on the internet. Any of them. Oh, Mr. Wonderful's there. Yeah, that guy was basically making claims in his opening statement that Russia and China put their people under AI surveillance. But those were, yeah. I've noticed whatever they accuse them of doing, they're actually doing. It's just textbook projection. Whatever they say China and Russia do, they're actually doing. Textbook Freudian projection. The couch thing was kind of a bust, guys. I'm sorry. I'm more interested in getting this set up right than I am in whatever happened in Las Vegas. Largely because I think we figured it out. It's the 4th Psychological Operations Division. That wasn't that hard to figure out. It's 1,000 people. And wherever they're stationed. Oh, there it is. Oh, listen, look at the name of their operation. Look at the 4th Psychological Operations Group. And where are they stationed? In Fort Liberty. The people that lie. Oh, formerly Fort Bragg. Look at that. They changed the name. Fort Bragg is now Fort Liberty. Fort Bragg started getting a bad name. Man, we are the United Corporations of America. We won't call it Blackwater no more. We'll call it, what do they call it? Handyman Club or something. Man, formerly Fort Bragg. What's Blackwater called now? I gotta look that up. Yes, indeed, restless native. Yes, indeed. It is wow. Ah. There it is, guys. Blackwater is now called Constellus. Constellus. Man. Mr. Wonderful says, I listen to all these live meetings that would otherwise bore the hell out of people, but since my career is cybersecurity, I have to listen and read all kinds of wild stuff. Yeah, man. You do, for sure. It's good to keep an eye on them, so you know what's going on, and you don't fall for the Fort Liberties of the world. They don't even attempt to hide it. No, they don't. This is Fort Liberty. This is where liberty is protected by running satanic mass deception campaigns on your own population. Don't you guys feel? Didn't Vegas? Didn't Vegas? I mean, these good men were taught at this institution right here. Look at the great things must go on. You can just tell by the layout of the buildings that something nefarious is happening. It gives me the woolies to look at it. That don't look normal. Anyway, camera's about to die, so we hit an hour. Did I? Yeah, it's close enough. Dad's not coming by, so thank you guys all for coming and hanging out and watching Fort Liberty with us. I don't know if I put stuff in the description or not. It doesn't matter. If I do something on the online sphere that you think is, I don't think I will ever, no matter how big I get, I will never charge money for anything I do on the internet, which is probably going to keep me broke. Yeah, man. Hey, no problem, buddy. But I just like the idea of like a group of people that's like, man, I really like what he's doing. I want to see him do more of it. And, you know, an army of people giving $5. But even saying that out loud just feels... I don't like that. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Just take the Google AdSense and don't think about it. Don't think about what ads are being showed. Just take the $50 or whatever. Oh man, I appreciate it. There's always XRP. Dude, I bought XRP back in the day. I bought my first XRP in 2017. And I don't even want to think about how much I had. It was how I got hooked on crypto. I bought $100 worth and I sold it 3 weeks later for $3,000, if I remember correctly. And I was like, holy crap. I remember I took out all the money in hundreds and just laid it across my coffee table and couldn't. Yeah, man, I am monetized. Yep. I get paid every time I make $100. I know. Don't tell me about it, dude. I've lost $1 million in crypto like 5 times at this point, probably. But I've learned how to trade, and I know what not to do. And people always say you should just buy and never sell, and that's so much easier said than done, you know. Maybe if I got my mind right at Fort Liberty. Do something useful, Fort Liberty. Why don't you start MK Ultra and us into trading stock correctly? That'd be helpful. You know what I mean? But anyway, I love you guys. Hope you had a good night. Don't buy into the BS, and I'm gonna keep the old streams coming here. Keep the old streams coming. But yeah, man, I think AdSense, I make like $50 a month at this point from ads, mainly on shorts. All my stupid shorts that I make. And I think I make like $50 from my Patreon, which is awesome. I had a lady give me $50 on Buy Me a Coffee once for my Wallace Waddles book, which was like super sweet. But I'm not in this for the money. If I never made a dime, I would keep doing this. You know, it's just fun. It makes my soul feel like it's like what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? It would be cool to be big enough to where like Garland and Jamal and people like that ask me to come on and talk. I would love that. But I just keep grinding and building and getting things up. So yeah, good to see you too, man. Peace. Z out. Love you guys. See you soon with another one. Hopefully Dad will drop by one of these days. We got to get Gary in here. He's the man. Love y'all. God bless.